All right, what up, people? It's your boy Tolly, YBT all day. I'm running a little bit behind today. It's Sunday at like 11:47 right now, and I have some things I had to do. We did hang out with some cool people today that we had met a couple weeks ago, and our families got to kick it. We got to eat some tostadas together. I got to work out with him. He's actually a personal trainer, and he does like jujitsu. So one of my goals that you guys know about is to learn how to fight, and he actually knows how to fight. Now, I know I'm hitting you with the 3 a.m. voice, and it's because I told Babe that I was gonna give her a massage, and so that's what I'm doing right now. So if it looks like I'm doing something weird, I ain't doing nothing weird. I'm literally just giving Baby a massage because I said I would. But at the same time, I told you guys that I was going to do this video for the part 3 of 300 goals. So we're about to get into it. I got my list here. It's the last of the 300 goals. And we're going to go through them one by one. And I'm going to give Baby a massage. And then hopefully I can be able to post this up and have it up there with the new thumbnail. We can make it work, you know?
Can you go to my feet before you start?
Yeah, right now?
I mean, whenever.
Okay, yeah, so one of the cool things about this week and doing this year of consistency thing before I get into the goals is that my 7 days, even though I was kind of disappointed with them, when I did the recap and gave them to my accountability coaches, I was like, yo, I actually did a lot of things. A lot of things weren't on camera, but dude, I got to meet some people. I got to hang out with some cool people. We got to go to some cool parties and do some cool things with the kids, do cool things with each other. It's really kind of awesome to think about. I've gotten way more consistent in reading the Bible, way more consistent in my prayer life, really consistent in working out, even though I feel like I'm still out of it a little bit because it took all those months off, but I'm getting stronger. And you know, even people that have been working out for a while are seeing that I'm legit, and I know that I'm behind. But wait till I start becoming that real dog. Whew, boy, you better stop it, put a pause on it, halt, alto. It'd be crazy. But yeah, so anyway, let's get into this list real quick. It's 100 more, and you already know I'm gonna talk about each one of them. It may take a while. By the end of this, I might be doing some massages on the feet, but since I'm gonna be waking up early in the morning and doing a cold plunge with the homie in the pool, I gotta make sure that I get this video out because I told you guys I would, and we're gonna make this thing happen. Anyway, I did a cold plunge this morning with my son Caden. Holy moly, donut shizit. It was legit. I didn't know my body could feel so good and so bad at the same time. It was like I was stepping into heaven and hell at the whole same time, boy. But the coolest thing was I really, really enjoyed it. So, all right, let's get to it. So, anyway, goal number 1, or this should be like 100 and, no, it should be what? No, it should be 250 now, right? I don't know. 200. Goal 201. Here we go. Study 1,000 black inventors. Now, I don't know if there's 1,000 black inventors, but I do know that there's a ton of them. And so, you know, I want to be able to study 1,000 because I want to be able to be proud of my heritage and proud of my culture, because a lot of things about my culture I'm not really proud of. But if I can point to people that I am proud of that have done something either in the present or in the past, that's the reason why I really want to like know who these people are. Like, I know that we have a ton of people that have created things, like a person that has created the lights, like the, you know, the red light, green light, yellow light that we drive to. That was us. We created that. I think Peanut Butter, I'm thinking the cotton gin, because we created it out of necessity. But there was a whole bunch of things that we've created, and I want to know. So there's books on this, whether it's writings, teachings, whatever. I want to study it just so that I can be able to know, like, dude, we come from a smart group of people that aren't just entertainers. Not saying anything wrong with entertainers, but that's not just entertainers and not just sing and dance people. Like, we've contributed to society and made society better. And I believe inventors or those type of people. So yeah, the next one is restart my YBT channel. You already know we on this mode right now. Today is 7 for 7. And I remember when I used to do one video, put it out, say I'm going to do a daily video, and then never do it. And it'd be months and years later, and then I'll do another video. But we on here, baby. YBT all day. Even in the 7.9. Anyway, all right. The next one is memorize 10 speeches. I think there are some captivating speeches that like really changed our nation, but I don't think I want to just memorize American speeches. I want to memorize just important speeches that has happened around the world that influenced people and made a really huge impact in the world. So whether it's the I Have a Dream speech or whether it was a speech from another country, when I'm learning these different languages, if I can be able to have something that I know that I can pull out and say, man, this is inspiring, that'll be sick. Because it'd be not only sick for myself, but it'd be tight for the people that I'm talking to. Next one is learn about the generations and the tendencies of them. And so, yeah, so learning about the generations is because I noticed that like there's a cyclical thing that keeps happening with every generation. And it seems as though like one thing that we're seeing right now is that when the Roman Empire fell, they were very interested in a lot of sexual activity that was considered deviant. You know, male on male, female on female, male with beast, female with beast, children, all that stuff inside of it. All those things were considered like deviant, you know, but they started becoming gender fluent and not really adhering to the original set of rules when it comes to sexuality. And other nations have fell to the same thing. And right now we see a cyclical nature with another great nation called America, the one we live in, that's doing the same thing. So learning about the generations and seeing like when things happen in the history and how those things, you know, tend to become negative to the point to where it destroys great nations is what I'm interested there, so that we can talk about those things and talk against those things and try to at least repel those things that are happening even in front of our eyes. So yeah, I'm sure that the great Roman kings and emperors didn't want their nation to fall, and they were way older than we are, 2,000 years, and we're more like 400 years old. You know what I'm saying? We young and tripping. All right, next. Memorize 100 Bible verses. Yeah, I think that's more so when I'm going through good, bad, and different times, or if I'm talking to people, I just want to be able to pull out a verse like a sword, or pull out a verse like a shield, or pull out a verse like anything, and be able to like cover, protect, you know, and like just wield, so that, you know, people can be safe and I can be safe, and we can help give God to them so that they can have the chance to be saved, because they can understand maybe their thinking is flawed. Or if my thinking is flawed, I can refer to a Bible verse and be like, and filter my decisions based on that Bible verse and be like, you know what, this isn't wisdom. I'm thinking like myself instead of thinking like how I'm supposed to be thinking. Like tonight I did Abraham and Sarah, which before they became Abraham and Sarah, it was Abram and Sarai. Well, Abram was promised by God that any person that blessed him would be blessed, and any person that cursed him would be cursed. And that as long as he listened and did what God said, there'll be a great nation of people that comes from him. He promised him that. Well, like Abram was, the person was like, yo, yep, I'm going to listen. And he listened, and he ended up going to the city of Canaan. And he was excited about it, even though he was 75, old, and like kind of like, dang, man, I don't know what we're doing here. But he did it. But however, once he listened to God, things got a little hairy, like kind of like when things do get hairy when you listen to God sometimes. And they went through a famine. And since they, huh?
Sit down.
I just got to readjust. So they went through a famine. And so Abram got scared because he took everything he knew and brought it to this place. And now he's like, damn, my family's troubled right now. I got to figure it out. So what he ended up doing was moving his family again and took him to Egypt. And God didn't tell him to do that. So he kind of like didn't refer to God, didn't ask him. He just did what he did, and that's about it. And so guess what happened? He got in some crap. And that crap was his wife was really sexy, really fine. She was a dime piece. And he knew it, so much so that he knew that the king of Egypt, or they called him Pharaoh, was going to want his wife and want to have sex with her and become his wife. And so what he did was, being scared, he ended up saying like, hey, Sarah, man, look, I don't want to die because I'm your husband. I need to live because of God's promises. Why don't you just tell them that I'm your brother and you're my sister so that I can live and we'll figure out a way out of this? Because he wasn't listening to God. So they told him that. And then remember, God still promised Abram. He promised him, was like, yo, if people curse you, I'm gonna curse them. Bless you, I'm gonna bless them. Well, the crazy part about this story is Abram was actually being blessed by the emperor because, you know, he let the sister go, which is his wife, right? And so that blessing was like sheep and different things and food and stuff like that. However, it wasn't in God's plan. And so since it wasn't in God's plan, God wasn't going to be a part of the lie. Now, the weird part about this is it wasn't really a lie because Abram and Sarah are kind of like half brother and sister, like reality. So it wasn't really a lie, but they were husband and wife too. And in them times, that type of stuff went around. And so, and it was normal. It wasn't like a bad thing. And so anyway, God ended up cursing the emperor, or the king, and sending a whole bunch of plagues his way. And then God basically kind of revealed that Sarai was Abram's wife. And then the king got upset, was like, dog, why you didn't let me know, homeboy, that was your wife? You got me over here with your wife, homeboy. And then he basically kicked them out the kingdom and then sent them on their way. And guess where they went? Back to Canaan, where they were supposed to be in the first damn place. So, you know, learning things like that teaches me, like, man, before I go to a certain place or do a certain thing, I need to refer to God and ask God if that's what he wants me to do. So, cool. Next thing, fly on a private jet. Fly private, baby. They call those PJs. And I just think that would be a really cool experience to be able to do that. The next one is learn how to, to fly the PJ, go back to that. I heard that when you have a private jet and you actually have money to supply for a private jet, even though they're really expensive, it's like you're in a time machine because you can go to 3-4 places in a day where with a commercial place, you can only do 1, maybe 2. And so with a private jet, you don't have to wait on TSA. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You literally can like be in a time machine, take care of a bunch of business every single day, be way more active in your business, fly whenever you want and get things done. And so private jet sounds pretty awesome to me. Next, learn how to rollerblade. Now, I kind of know how to rollerblade, but I'm sorry at it. So I'm guessing this is meaning like being more fluent in being able to rollerblade, just being more fluent. The next one is taking drawing classes. Now, the interesting part about this is my mom was an artist and she used to try to get me to draw all the time. But I didn't really want to draw because I felt like I couldn't draw. And so I wouldn't draw. But Eventually I started learning, and by the time I started learning, it became too late. She got sick, and then she's no longer here. But I do want to take drawing classes. I mean, one, because I do like art, but two, because I really want to renew Art by Lania Studio, and I just feel like me taking drawing classes will get me closer to the new students that's in those classes, and then just get me closer to the mission there. Yeah, and I'll be able to draw. All right, next, rent out a bowling alley. I think that that's just, you know, kind of like a boss type of thing, but I seen George do it, where there was this place in Lancaster called Beck's. It was like an underground bowling alley, and we had just made one of the guys that were brand new a director. His name was Lorenzo, and nobody's ever did that before. Like, we did it in a month. We did it like that. It was fast. There was like a first. So since it was like a first, it was such a big deal that, you know, George took him and brought him everywhere with him. Like, man, brought him to like LA Staples Center to do a radio show. Brought him like just around. And I was really excited being the coach and helping him, you know, get there, which was dope. Well, George ended up that night when he got it, renting out this limo. And what he ended up doing with the limo was, it was a dope limo. He paid the driver, and he ended up calling Beck's while they were closed, called the owner, told them to open up, and rented out the whole thing, and we had it all. Almost got kicked out because I was drinking a little bit that night, and I was standing on top of the bar karaokeing. So they got upset, but it was all good. It was really fun. It was cool. That means he had to rent out the bar, get a bartender, get people to maintenance it, and he did all that night when the place was closed. It was the most boss thing I've seen. It was pretty crazy. Okay, I gotta sit back. Okay, all right, I'm back with y'all. I was on my knees and it was hurt. All right, next. Become a world-class leader. Yeah, I mean, the words kind of say it. So I'm believing to right now, as I'm going through this year of consistency, I think that if I remain consistent and I keep on challenging myself to get better every single day, and keep my word like I'm trying to do right now with y'all and with Babe at the same time, that I will become a world-class leader, because you world-class leaders do things that other people won't do or not willing to do. And they lead themselves, in which trickles down into their family and trickles down to everybody else around. So I think this is a part of being a world-class leader, doing what you say you're going to do, and then surpassing your expectations on those, and then just recreating yourself and doing it all over again until you freaking die. Pretty much, just keep it rolling. But I think these people that think like that, they live a really long life because they just have the will to live. So next, hire a maid. Goes without saying. Downstairs is crazy right now because I just moved some stuff out of storage into the house. A maid would be great right now. But until then, we the maid. Next, rent out a movie theater. Another thing I seen George do that I thought was pretty tight, where we had everybody, and I forgot what movie we ended up seeing, but just the experience of having a movie theater to ourselves with everybody that you know from work was pretty dope. So something I definitely want to be able to do. Trade foreign exchange currency. I think I just want to do this. It's called Forex, but I think I want to do this just to understand how the markets work a little bit more. This is more of a learning than making money. Next, buy season tickets to give to clients. Yeah, I ain't never had season tickets, but I just thought it would be cool because I remember one of my teachers, I forgot his name, I think it was Mr. Fluharty. He would have season tickets to the Lakers and to the Dodgers. He was a teacher. But what he would do is, you know, give them to people he knew, friends, family, you know, people that he wanted to impress, and built his connections up that way. So I thought it was a really cool idea to do the same thing, but just give them the clients, give them the future prospects, you know, really wine and dine people, treat them really well, you know, have family go and have a great time, you know. And I think if you buy, you know, they spend whatever amount of money to get some tickets and people are having a great time and, you know, and you can go a couple times, I just think that it makes an really, really cool experience for people that want to be a part of that. All right, this next one is learn African geography. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know where nothing is in Africa. And I just think it'd be good, especially if I want an international business, to learn the geography so I can know like how trade works and how other things work. So that's just gonna take some time to like sit down and actually explore that. Maybe even go there to see how it's working. Same thing with the next one, learn European geography. Same thing, you know, same thing. Same thing with the next one, learn Asian geography. Yep, same thing. So let's keep it rolling. The next is study world's religions and the whys, like how they started. This one is just to get closer with people and see why they believe what they believe. I think a lot of people just believe what they believe because of what they grew up. Like if I grew up Muslim, then I'll be pretty like hot on Muslim. And it's really hard to tell somebody that they're wrong and you're right and you have the way and they don't. And so, but learning their whys and understanding where they're coming from, I think will really help, you know, me understand them and maybe connect them closer, whether it's us getting closer religiously or getting closer just personally. But I think, you know, understanding why will help that part. The next one, live on 20% of my income. I can't wait till that's going to be a freedom day where, you know, it's kind of like going to feel almost like how having my first dollar would feel when you make your first dollar without any debt at all, like no mortgage, no student loan, no nothing. You have $1. Like that's tight, right? But then, you know, living on 20% of the income is pretty fresh too, because then you have 80% to be able to do things with, move around, but you still have every bill taken care of with only 20% of your income. You know, that's cool. Going to African safari. I almost went on one of these, but it turned out to be a really weird situation, though, so I didn't go. But I wanted to go on African safari ever since I was really into photography, just to see like animals in their own setting. It'd be kind of the exciting thing of like things might happen to you, but at the same time, you get to like take some really unique pictures. And I used to wonder, how the heck does somebody afford a $50,000 camera with a $20,000 lens? But now I see that people make money doing a whole bunch of different things, and that's how they afford it. So to go to Africa with a dope camera and be able to take some cool pictures and then film all that stuff, that'd be sick. Be on a video game. I just grew up playing video games, so to be in one would be pretty tight. So definitely gonna make that happen. Don't know how. I'm thinking now that we live in this age, it's either gonna be because of a friend that's just down for your boy being in the game, or it's gonna be because of AI and we can just make games out of anything. Either way, I'm down with. Own property in a foreign country. I want this for a couple reasons that I ain't gonna say on here, but owning property in a foreign country, I think would be dope. Plus on top of that, I think when you own property in certain countries, you can own the land underneath them. The hard part is like having security, but if you have enough money in that, if you have enough money, enough, you know, power, you can be able to have, you know, around the clock security for not that much, which would be pretty cool. Next one. Now this one's interesting. Help Jace with school or business. So Jace was my previous relationship. We were real close. I was super pissed when when things didn't go, you know, well with him. But I have this on here and I named him, so I'm gonna help him for sure. You know, don't know if that time he's gonna remember me and all that stuff, but either way it goes, I'm gonna help him. He's in the plans, so it is what it is. Next, go to an NFL game. Look, I actually got the chance to go to my first NFL game. I don't know if it was last year. I think it was last year. I think it was, or maybe it was the year before. But we went to the Chiefs-Chargers game, and we actually got to see, it was funny because we was in Chargers wear, like Chargers gear. And I think it was for Babe's birthday, not this year, but the year before. So it was like 2022. And so when we went to the game, we were wearing Chargers gear because we bought it from Ross or something like that. And then what we ended up doing was going to the game, but low key, even though we was in Chargers gear, sitting with the Chargers fans, we low key was rooting for the Chiefs. And then the Chiefs ended up coming back, and we'd be like, yeah, I mean, no. So it was pretty crazy. That part was pretty cool. All right, next, treat my friends to an awesome night out. You okay? Mm-hmm. To an awesome night out. I just wanted to have a night where the friends don't have to pay for nothing. We make the plans. We make an extravagant thing there, extravagant thing back. Everybody's taken care of, whether it's hotels or not. And we all have just a dope, super dope time where it's memories and videos, and we hire people to like take videos, take pictures. I just think that would be like really cool. Because I mean, all the money is great, like putting in all that stuff, but I just think like having just an experience, you talking about high level things and having real good times with people that you really care about, wonderful. Want that. Build a huge personal brand. Now, this is interesting, and I was thinking about this then because I wasn't even understanding the personal brand, but I must have thought about it. And so I'm actually in a course right now that I told you guys about already about building a personal brand. This is something I got to try to figure out how to put more focus in because it's pretty difficult trying to put focus in this and everything else at the same time, but I'm trying to figure out how I can maximize the days better. But I'll figure it out. Just got to keep it rolling. Next, display mom's art in home or gallery. Well, we actually have mom's art in the house right now. I really want to put it in a gallery too. So I'm not checking that one off because I don't feel like this is our home, even though it's our home. I want to place that we really feel like, yo, this is the pad. This is the home. Let's put mom's art up. Next one. See a volcano in person. Why? Who knows? I don't really want to just see a volcano. I kind of want to see it erupt. You know? But I think it'd be kind of cool to say, yo, I was where Kilimanjaro blew up. Be semi-difficult to work with because of high standards. I remember when the first time Babe had read this, she was like, what are you talking about? Like, that's weird. Like, why would you put this? It's because you want to have high standards. You can't be a yes man. You have to oppose certain mindsets that try to make you live lower and make other people do lower when they can actually do more. And sometimes you're going to be semi-difficult to work with. And I put semi-difficult because I don't really want it. I put semi-difficult because I don't really want, what do you call it? Like, I don't really want, let me get this paper real quick. You got to go on your back, baby, if you want me to do your feet. I put semi-difficult because I don't really want, to be, can you give me that pillow? You know, just a hard ass to be a hard ass. I want myself to be like this. I want there to be reasons why I'm thinking and doing certain things. Where the heck is this lotion? Oh, there it is. You know, I want there to be reasons why I'm thinking and doing certain things. You know? So, if I'm difficult, it's because I have high standards, but I'm not trying to be just a hard ass like you know? But I know some people will filter out anyway, but I don't want to like live my life looking like a scowled mess, like you're always upset. I don't want to do that. Anyway, it took me a long time to get through that one. Bear with me, y'all. All right, next. The next one is have a let's have fun account. And I mean, who doesn't want to have fun? Like, just put money into an account that, yo, we have fun with this money. Like, this is like throwaway money. So, yeah, want that. Next one, create a living will or trust, or living will / trust. Yeah, I just think this is just, I think everybody should have a living will and trust, because even though you have a living will, that don't mean that people have to abide by it, but people do have to abide by a trust, you know? So if you didn't know that, now you know. All right, buy a dope SUV. Yeah, G-Wagon-ish type, or some type of BMW, Mercedes, or some type of Land Rover, Range Rover, or maybe like a Bentley, Rolls Royce, Tesla. There's gonna be a dope SUV in the driveway. You already know. It's funny because I go to some of these houses that have like the McLarens and all these different cars, and when they have them just sitting there, they don't be looking that great. It's like, but some houses you go to, and they have like a dope, like 2-set car where they have like one Rolls Royce and one G-Wagon. They kind of like tilted. They be looking fresh. So either way, I'm learning that cars are just cars. You know, baby, your feet are bubbling. All right. So next, let's see. Oh, own a robot, a personal robot. Now it's funny because at this time, Tesla was not making robots yet when I made this list. But I just thought about it. I was like, man, there's probably gonna be robots in the future. And as much as they can probably turn on you, like everything else can, I kind of want a robot. It'd be dope. Just have a robot. They do what you do. And hopefully they don't put you in jail and report to the government, even though they will. Next, go to Australia and see kangaroos in person. Heard they buff. I've seen them online. I actually seen a dude punch one because he grabbed his dog. They're notorious for grabbing people's dogs and drowning them. But definitely want to go to Australia. They got some of the, I'm gonna have to turn that off, baby. It's too hot. All right, so yeah. Anyway, they be drowning them. Next one, own a flying car. These don't exist yet, kinda. There's a lot of drones out there that people are trying to flirt with, but I think in a couple years we'll start seeing like a prototype cars coming out that's gonna be flying. Sometimes I look in the sky now and I say to myself, like, man, be really appreciative of seeing how open the sky is, because I feel like in the future the skies are not going to be that open. We're going to look up and see things floating around all the time in traffic and everything else in the skies. And not looking forward to that at all, because it's so beautiful when it's clear. I know right now we only have planes, but pretty soon planes are going to be like even obsolete, I think. I think they're going to be different type of vehicles in the air. And y'all can quote it. Y'all see it on here. Next, play music in a band. I don't know how to play music, but definitely want to do that. Next, go on a dream date. Now, I've been on some dates before, but never a dream date. If I was thinking a dream date, it'd be real cool, really planned, really laid back. Probably not just a single day date. It will be probably multiple days. And it'd be dreamy, you know? Next, become a world-class salesman. Difficult task, for sure, because sometimes you don't want to be seen as salesy, and that takes a lot of contact and mistakes to become a world-class salesman. A lot of like, what do you call it? A lot of commitment. Yeah. All right, heal from this dry cough. Wow. So I used to have a really bad cough. I couldn't get over it. And it was there for a long time. But I don't got it no more. So I can actually check this one off. Next one, change diet to organic only. Gotta get the Fedia for that. But we gonna get it. Next, pay for a Facebook advertisement. I can check this one off. I've done this one. Next, purchase a Kangen water machine. That's like 5Gs. When you purchase these machines, it's supposed to like do different things. Like you get alkaline water, or you can you can electrify the water. You can get distilled water, spring water. It can basically make your water anything with this machine. And so instead of you having to like go through and have like a water service, you would pay for the machine. Now the difference is like the water services are cool because they come every week and you deliver water. And the Kangen machine is cool because it does your water. I just think that like, are you ever gonna, like, when will you pay enough to buy a Kangen machine compared to like getting a delivery service of water? I'll be doing the math and seeing which one would be better, and then how often do you have to service it. But it's on the list, so we're gonna get it. Next, have 1 million followers on the different medias, IG, Facebook, and YouTube. Tough. It's not easy to get 1 million followers. However, if you become it, you'll get it. So if you become a world-class leader and a world-class salesman, then the world's going to follow your class, and your class is social medias. All right. Own property management company. So I found this real estate dude that he owned a real estate company where he would buy real estate. However, he did something different, and he's decided not to outsource his management. He decided to own the management team as well as a different company, and basically he got to pay himself twice on properties because he was collecting the management fee and also collecting any kind of sales commissions from the turnarounds. And sometimes he would even double back and be the seller and the buyer plus the management. So he was dipping, and I got that idea from him. Next one, find my gift. I'm starting to find it low-key, but I'm searching for it actively. So we'll see. Next one, be a voice of reason. I think I'm already starting to become that, but the more I listen to God and what God's advice is, I think the more reason I'll have in my voice. Next one, 10,000 agents nationwide. That's going to take some time, but I think it's just me becoming more world-class and deciding to commit. Next one, the flying man suit. Remember yesterday when I was talking about the Ocean Gate and the submarine? This squirrel suit is one of those. Next, increase my balance physically. Yeah, that sucks. My balance is trash, but I can get it better if I actually work on it, because my daughter's balance is freaking crazy. She's like amazing. And then my girl's balance is amazing. So maybe they can teach me. Next one, win a domino tournament. That's easy. You just got to enter. Once I enter, I can already, I'm about to win that one. Next one, collect and study valuetainment. Now, this one's interesting, right? Because you would think, why would I collect and study valuetainment? And when I mean in valuetainment, I'm not talking about the PBD podcast as much. I'm talking about valuetainment's business and entrepreneurial type of videos. And the reason is because they tread the line of free speech so tightly that I feel like in the future, that channel won't exist. So the only way to have it is to download all of the videos that would help me and then put them on like CDs or DVDs, or put them on some kind of hard drive so that I can have access to them forever. So that's something I have on this. And then what I wanted to do was like download them all and then just keep up with them as they put them out. Yeah. Learn about Khomeini and the Shah. I think I know a little bit more about this, but every time Pat talks about this, I still get confused. So I just think I gotta like sit down and actually break it down. Like, this is what happened, and then I'll figure it out. Write a summary of each book. So every book that I read, I'm telling myself to write a summary. I didn't even know this was on here. I've read this a lot, and I didn't know this was here. So I'm telling myself I got to write a summary. So I guess I got to write a summary of Choose Your Enemies Wisely. So that was my first book. All right. Learn U.S. history. This one's kind of funny. the white version. And the next one says, learn U.S. history, the black version. So definitely two different perspectives. And I think this will just get me closer to understanding how both sides think and how to bridge the gap between the two sides. If there is a bridge, I think there is. The next one is ride a camel in the desert. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Next one, teach a class for 4 months. So this one says no specific class, but if I'm teaching a class for 4 months and I can recognize that this is the one, then I'm gonna check it off. Next one, go to Dubai and have fun. Now I heard Dubai was really manufactured. Like it wasn't, it's not like a natural place. It's been created, but I heard it's dope though. Oh, y'all can see these feet. That's hilarious. Well, y'all know what I'm doing. It's all good. You gotta take care of your lady, right? All right, next one. Purchase a studio mic. Now I have microphones, but I don't have a studio mic. And I have a lot of studio equipment, but no studio mic. So haven't done that one. Next one, purchase Beats headphones. Same. I got headphones, but no Beats headphones, so I just gotta do it. The next one, pay off the IRS tax debt. Well, I had a plan at this time. At this time when I wrote this, I had a plan for paying them off, you know, every month, and I paid that off. So, you know, that's pretty cool. All right, next one, pay off a car repo, which is some Mercedes and the Ford. So back in the day, I don't know if the Ford really got repoed. I think it just got like taken. It wasn't really repossessed. But anyway, maybe it was. I don't think so. But with these cars, I just want to pay them off. I haven't paid them off yet. I haven't paid off the Mercedes, but we're gonna split it between me and my ex. It really should have been hers because she took it and got it, you know. But at the same time, all good, no problem. We'll take care of it. We put it in the paperwork and make it happen. Next, get a bike to ride it. Next one, go through Patrick's questionnaire. I remember when I was younger, I was starting to go through Patrick's questionnaire in the front yard of the house, and it was taking me forever. It gets really deep. It makes you think. It makes you figure out like who was the enemy, who said this, who said that, why did they say this, and all these different questions. And like, I don't remember if I finished it. I was just really trying to figure out how can I get the juice to like do insurance, because at the end of the day, it was insurance. And sometimes I feel like when I'm doing insurance, I'm not like connected with it. Like when I'm doing working out, like when I'm working out, I'm connected with working out. I'm connected to the people. I'm connected to their goals. And it's like, for some reason, I understand it so much. When I go into insurance, I'm kind of disconnected to it. So I'm not talking about it as much like as I would when I'm working out. So that's something I'm figuring out. That's probably affecting that's affecting a lot of the things that I'm doing, is my connection and how I feel. Because I can bring up working out all the time, but I can't really bring up insurance all the time. And that's something I want to be able to sit down and like think about with myself. Next one, make $1 million in a day. Cha-ching, you already know. Next one, go real camping. Damn, we'll see. It's gonna happen though. But real camping is kind of scary, but I'll do it. Next one, go zip lining. You already know. That's another one. Next one, max fund a life insurance policy. Yeah, so you can actually overfund and then max fund a policy to where basically you put the most amount of money you can put into it before there's any tax consequences. And if you do that, the money grows a lot faster, and you're able to leverage it in the future. So you can dump a bunch of money in and leverage to buy things and do things with it. So that's pretty cool. And I want to do that. Next one, start 3 retirement funds. Yep. Next one, build a new resume. I think I need to start building a resume yearly, like continuing to keep on updating the resume that I have, maybe until I don't need one. But I think you always need a resume just to go back over and say, hey, this is the things that you did. Next one, buy a personal domain, drewtolly.com. I own it already, so I got that one. Next one, market for Trey's Day One brand. I got that in there. I wear it from time to time. I think I might have worn it on a video on here, but you know, it's on here, so I want the market for it. Check this one out. Meet P. Diddy and Daymond John. Now, P. Diddy is in trouble lately. Well, he's not in trouble, but he's in some crazy, scandals, I guess. Like where people were thinking that he's doing stuff, and maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But he paid a settlement of $30 million, and because of that settlement, more people start coming after him and start coming after other people. So that's one. But he's on here, so I still can probably learn from him. But I also have heard good things and I heard bad things. You don't really know anybody by their experiences. You know people by your own experiences. That's what Shannon Sharpe always says. But his reputation precedes him in a good and bad way to me. And then Daymond John, haven't heard anything about him. You see his character on Shark Tank, and he's very smart when it comes to licensing. But the cool thing is that I'm only, they say 6 degrees of separation. I'm only 1 degree of separation from him because I know a guy named Sean, and Sean does business with Daymond. So if I became a certain level, guess who I'm going to probably end up getting to meet in the future? Daymond. So there you go. Next, meet The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. That's interesting how I put him on here. Maybe because of his marketing ability and, his mindset. Next, complete a Navy SEALs training test. I think at the time that I wrote this, I was actually training for this. Not to do a Navy SEAL, but I just wanted to, test myself and beat it. Push-ups, sit-ups. I think if I keep on working on my body, by the end of the year, I'll probably be close, and then I can start really training for it. Next, make a personal sticker. Just for fun. Next one, make a personal gift card. This is one of those things like I want to treat my clients with a sticker too. So like basically every time we did something, I would give them either a gift card at a certain level, and it would be like very branded, and I would give them a sticker that closes it up. It just was something to kind of like say thank you. Next, buy a new truck. I like the Raptor. It's pretty cool. I want something that looks sporty that can really still work. That's what I want. Next, buy my dream home to live. Now this one has actually, like when I think of dream home, I like things on the water, where I can have maybe a boat, and then, I want like almost like a vacation where it's so dope inside. It's lights, dope outside, great weather. Florida really would have something like that. I don't know if California has things like that. I haven't seen too many places in California. I was like, yo, that's the one. But Florida seems like they have like that part down. But this dream kind of expanded a little bit over the years, where I don't want just a dream home. I want a neighborhood of land that we can have and own, and then our family can just build houses and lakes and build whatever we want on it, to where we have like mopeds to get to somebody else's place, and like when you grow up, you just get a house and we make your street name, and we have family that uses family to make things happen. And we're close, and we have meetings and dinners and things like that together. I think that would be dope. All right. Next one is start a company where people can be signed. Yeah, I've actually seen people doing this now, having media companies where they put their YouTube channels inside of the media company. They help them get views, and then they kind of profit share. I've seen it. So that's interesting to have that on here. But yeah, something I definitely want to do. Next foot, baby. Next foot, mama. Next foot, honey. I think baby's asleep. I'm gonna put her to sleep. You need my shot. All right. Next. Stay in shape. So not only get in shape and get ripped like yesterday, but also stay in shape. Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna stay in shape. Get the blue check on IG, Facebook, and YouTube. Those are 3 difference. Now, YouTube still has the check where you have to earn it, right? IG has it and Facebook have it because they're the same entity. They have it where you can pay for it now. So it's kind of trash because there used to be a time where you have to earn it, put your identification in and all that stuff. And then like, you know that this person worked to get their check. Now you have famous people that don't even have checks no more because they feel like, why am I going to pay for something that I earned? Which I can understand, but these companies are trying to look for revenue. And they laid off a bunch of people. So it's one of the ways they can try to get their money back. Give people status. Next one, have a top 5 strong business partners / friends. Yeah, this is all about meeting people, and you'll get more friends and more like-minded people the more people that you meet, and the energy that you put out is like purposeful. And so that's what we're doing, putting out purposeful energy to build it up. So that may happen. The next one is inspire the world. Well, if you become world class, you inspire the world. Next one, open a food bank. Yeah. Yep. Because I think the food banks are needed, and maybe those food banks can get connected with other people to help. Maybe the sleep pod people that can help people get rest. Maybe some kind of other programs, but people need food. You know, there's a lot of people that there's a lot of companies that just throw away food every single day that people could have eaten, and it was perfectly good food. That's one of the weirdest parts about America, where we have perfectly good food and we just throw it away when there's people that are hungry. Like, it's one of the weirdest things. And anybody in the chat, if you still here, you're part of the OGs, or you're part of the YBTs, you got your own YBT or your own GT all day badge, man. Because not many people is gonna stick through this whole thing, especially because I'm just chilling, in my room with y'all, with my girl. She's just chilling, and it's literally 12:39 at night. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? I don't know if you can see that, but that says 12:39 at night. I got sleep in my eye. I gotta wake up at 4:30 in the morning so I can go do this plunge. And got a big day tomorrow. Babe's gotta wake up early. So, but this is dedication, right? That's how you get better. All right, let's keep it rolling. We're almost done. Next one. Open a place. Oh, look at that. Open a place to sleep for homeless. Didn't I just say that? Sleep pods or something like that? I think something about being human. This morning, we were headed to church, and this guy that was a little older, really older, must have been like 80s or 90s, was driving on the freeway, and his tire busted. Tire was completely busted. He's driving down, and we seen it, and we're like, hey, stop the car, and I'm beeping. The horn was acting weak. I'm like, Barry, but he couldn't hear it. It was so, and then like, there's people on the freeway behind us, and in California, you got like 5-6 lanes, so I know in other places, there's only 2 lanes, 1 there, 1 back, like an interstate, or like 2 and 2 back. No, it's 5-6 lanes. Everybody's trying to go, and they're rushing and speeding. And this dude is riding on a busted, blown out tire. And we're like trying to stop him. I'm swerving. Hey, swerving. Dang, come on, man, come on. And he couldn't see it. Eventually, I pulled in front of him, put my hazards on, and tried to pull off because the guy was like Seabiscuit. He couldn't see nothing. And then by the time, because I was thinking like this tire's going to pop off, hit somebody, flip their car, or hit their windshield and kill somebody. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, yo, we can't just leave this. We can't just leave and like allow this to happen where somebody dies because we just called the cops and just left it. Like, this dude's somebody's gonna get killed here. His car can actually catch on fire. A lot of things can be bad. So I was like, nah. So I pulled him over, and he actually pulled over, thank goodness. But by the time I pulled him over, guess what happened? The tire popped off and went right in the freeway. And it was in one of the lanes. And so he pulls over, and I go to him kind of trying to like console him, like, hey, sir, are you okay? He's like, yeah. He's a little shocked. I'm like, he's like, what did I hit? I was like, you didn't hit anything. Your tire bursted and it's completely off the rim and it's in the freeway right now. Now, as I'm talking to him, I'm like in oncoming traffic, low key, and cars are trying to like swerve to get out. So I get away from that, so that, you know, I asked him if he needed me to change the tire because I was going to have him move the car over so I could try to change it for him and give him a spare. But he said he had the roadside assistance that can be able to help him out. So I said, okay. Now, some people would be like, that ain't my responsibility. Why would I do something for somebody else, blah, 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 blah. But I'm thinking there's something human about helping people that are in need that you don't know. Like, maybe it's not the smartest thing in the world because you are not salvaging yourself. But I really think that depression starts with self-preservation. Like when you're just thinking about yourself all the time. I think that's where depression starts. And so, but I also think that like when you're not just thinking about yourself all the time and you're thinking about others and how to be able to make others better, I think that's where you start to grow. And I don't have a word for it, but it'd be like the opposite of like self-preservation and the opposite of depression. I think it's more of like a gratitude and more like, I don't know, whatever that word is. If you guys had a word, put it in there. Put it down below. And anyway, police ended up coming. He handles the situation. We almost got hit by a semi because he tried to dodge it, and he barely missed the police. Barely, like by like maybe like this much in a semi. And you know that's hard because, you know, between the driver and the end of the car is far, so he barely missed him. And if he hit that police and he hit that guy, he could have killed the guy, killed the police, killed me, killed my family. We all have been dead. So I guess that's the reason why you don't do that type of stuff. But I couldn't go and get the tire because if I got the tire, then it was probably hot and I would have been playing Frogger with 6 lanes of traffic trying to get to the 3rd lane to get this tire to take it out before somebody came and hit me. So anyway, everything was good. Got to church on time. And, you know, I'm glad that the police was there to be able to help out because, yeah, it's rough. But anyway, something human about helping people. Gotta try to put yourself on the line sometimes. And now I got a story that we actually helped somebody. We didn't take any pictures. It wasn't for the gram. It wasn't for anything. It was literally just to make sure that he was safe. He was okay. Okay. The next thing is have 10 MDs in PHP. So I'm in that company PHP, and I'm an MD, but having 10 MDs is a goal. Not the end goal, but definitely a goal. Next, create a PHP exit strategy. There's a lot of exit strategies with PHP, but my job right now is to try to build it up as quickly and as good as possible and strong as possible. And that's with real authentic relationships, which I never had did like that before. It was all business. And now I'm thinking like, nah, if you're going to do this as a lifestyle, you should have some real authentic relationships instead of having just straight up business. So yeah, we're doing it different. Next, help PHP hit its 2029 goals. Well, we're in 2023. We're actually in 2024 now. And so he has 5 years to become the company that Patrick envisioned, and I can help do that. So that's what I want to do. Next, meet LeBron James. That's interesting that I put meet LeBron James on here. Because, like, I just think that he understands certain things. And when you have somebody like intelligent and smart on knowing how to be able to navigate certain waters, you just want to be able to meet him, which is great. You know, probably the best basketball player that ever lived. For most, is he my best basketball player to ever live? I still put that to Kobe just because of like what Kobe's mentality was and what he did. LeBron definitely gonna beat everybody in stats because he's gonna be, you know, Iron Man in most people. But at the same time, you can't take anything away from his career and what he did. You just can't do it. You really can't. Next, consistently give tithing. I fell off on this. I used to give every single paycheck, every single week. We ran into certain financial issues, and then that stopped and slowed down. And so I remember when I began tithing years ago, what I did was just start with something. And so this reminded me that I need to start with something, whether it's a penny, a dollar, something else. Instead of just hoarding the money, I need to give the first fruits and the best to God. And if I do that, I believe that God will be able to bless whatever it is, because I'm trusting God with the finances. So that's something that, yeah, I'm glad I have this as a reminder. So that's something I can implement. This is our longest video, y'all. 1 hour, we just crossed the mark. All right, let's keep it rolling. I'm about to finish it up. The next one, don't overthink or overreact. There was this letter by Lincoln, the president, Abraham Lincoln, that this method that he had where if he really got upset at somebody, really pissed, and he wanted to tell them off, back in the day, they couldn't just text message people. They had to send letters, and sometimes those letters would put people to war. They got them 3 or 4 weeks later, and it's wartime. Well, he would write the most nastiest letter, getting all of his emotions out on it, like, you mother scooter, I'm about to put this bayonet all up in you, right? Well, he'd get upset with him, and what he did was this method. He would write the letter. After he wrote the letter, what he would do is fold the letter up and put it in his drawer, go to sleep, wait 24 hours, come back the next day, and look at the letter, reread it, and see if he wants to send it. Now, if he still wanted to send it at that time, then he would send it. But if he was overreacting, then he wouldn't send it, and it would be out of his system. Like, he sent the letter because he wrote it, but it won't cause damage because he doesn't really mean it anymore. He was just in an emotional state. So that's the overreaction part. And as far as the overthinking part, yeah, I mean, George would always say, procrastination is the assassination of your destination. And that will hurt you if you procrastinate, because you're overthinking. And sometimes when you overthink, you feel like you're working, but you're not working. And the action of getting things done is a lot better than just thinking all the damn time. So, yeah, man. All right, next. Oh, check out this. Check out this next one that I wrote based on this story. I'm not reading these ahead of time. I'm literally like reading them one by one by one. But check this out. When mad, write a letter and read it tomorrow. Did I just say that? I must be on the same wavelength. That's crazy. Well, now you know why I wrote that, was because that's what Lincoln did. Next one. Meet 100 new people. Now, I need to do this on paper. I have a lot of new ideas of how I'm going to meet these people, but I don't want to just meet them to prospect them for business. I want to meet them just to meet them. You know what I'm saying? Like, be curious about where they are. And if there's a way that I can be able to help get somebody and connect them to their goals, maybe through my company, great. But if I can't, I just want to meet them to meet them. So, yeah. Next one. Learn and journal something new every day. That one's a tough one. Learning 365 things and journaling about them every day. You would actually have to schedule that into your system. So that's tough. I don't know that one yet. Yeah, but I'll do it. The next one. A year of no criticism. You know, no self-criticism. That almost sounds like an actual dedicated year of no self-criticism. Damn. Because I have the year of consistency right now. But maybe I should have a year of no self-criticism. That's interesting. I want to see what that looks like. Next, put God first. Yeah, that's a tough one for most people and myself, because, you know, ego gets in the way, emotions, everything else. And the last one is renew my life health license. And guess what I just did a couple days ago? I renewed my life and health license in California. And at the time that I did this, my life and health license was like terminated. It was like out. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to get back in the game and do it. So, dude, we made it. It took us pretty much 2 hours and maybe like 40, 50 minutes to go through all these goals and explain the reasonings behind it all. It's 12:51 a.m. in the morning. But dude, we did it. These are my goals, man. What are yours? Like, maybe put some of your goals, maybe put 10 goals, you know, in the comments. Let me know what kind of goals that you got going, because you know, imagine when these goals start coming true for me and you put your goals in the comments and they start coming true for you and you start thinking really big. Because once I start knocking out these goals, I want to add some other ones because I'm going to be different. One thing I heard that was pretty interesting from my new buddy was every 7 years a human is different. And I never heard that before. But it is pretty significant, you know. Your year 0 when you're a baby is very different than year 7 when you're a boy or a girl. And your year 7 is very different from year 14 when you're a teenager. And year 14 is very different from being 21 when you're an adult and that can be able to drink and do different things. Year 21 is very different than 28 when you start maturing and you went through some stuff. And then year 28 is very different than 35, you know, because now that's where I'm at. I'm very different than I was at 28 and 21. And then year 35, I believe it's going to be very different than 42. And I believe it is because I'm treating year 35 way different than I treated all those other years. So by the time I get to 42, I'm going to be a very different person. And I'm going to look back on this and look at these hour and 5 and 10 minutes and be like, dude, I'm proud of that cat for sticking it out, man. Proud of him for sticking it out. Got a beautiful lady, beautiful kids, beautiful mindset, willing to work hard, willing to get better, willing to go through the muck. And you did it. You faced your fears and you got through it. And you brought people to prosperity with you, which is an amazing feat. And I'm proud of you, bro. So anyway, these are my 300 goals, man. I hope y'all liked it. Comment below. Let us know. It's your boy Tyler YPT all day. Let's get it. And I've been doing a massage for an hour. Purse.